My name is 2tired, and I'm a music producer, songwriter, entrepreneur, businessman, and I make electronic music where I focus primarily in hip hop. Well, growing up, I was really inspired by the lyrical, miracle, spiritual kind of guys, Eminem, Lil Wayne, that kind of stuff. But then as I grew up, I got really into Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Pump, XXXTentacion. If they had colorful dreads, I was all about it. And hearing that kind of music, hearing how cool it sounded, I was like, oh, what's that robot voice effect that they do? And then I realized it was auto-tune, and ever since I learned about auto-tune, I was hooked. So, first of all, it was outlet from my mom passing away. And when she passed away, I didn't really know what to do with all of this and this newfound energy. Depression is a form of energy, so I wanted to take that and put it into a creative route. So when my mother passed away, I got really into making music. I started on my phone, really terrible app. I don't even think BandLab was around back then. And, I started making music on it, listening back to it 100,000 times, comparing it to other artists' music that I liked listening to. I'm like, okay, what's that effect that they did right there? And then I just geeked out over it. I was like, okay, how did they do this effect? Oh, how did they do this effect? I was like, this sounds super cool. How did they do this with the beats, the drums, the 808s? So one Christmas, I got a laptop. I paid for FL Studio, and I just, every single day since I opened it, I think the winter of like 2016, 2017, I was just on it every single day, just nonstop. I'm like a super introvert, which is kind of weird for like the music scene. And like a lot of times I see people, all over social media, hanging out with all of these different people, doing X, Y, and Z. But for me, I found the most pleasure in just being by myself, learning new skills, acquiring, different pieces of knowledge that I can then apply next time that I'm out in public. So I'll go out in public as kind of like a test of my skills that I've been building in isolation. And then once I see what works and what doesn't work, I'll go back into isolation, refine myself, refine my skills, hit the gym, build my knowledge base. So that way next time I go out, I can be even better. I think the only time of nervousness comes before the first set. So I want to make sure that all the hard work is shown. We've done it so many times and in so many different ways and in so many different venues that, once the show does start, it's kind of like, all right, to us, it's kind of regular. It's like, yeah, we'll throw another show, whatever. Okay, we'll drop another song. Okay, we'll drop some dope visuals to this song. But then, if you place yourself in the shoes of other people from the outside looking in, you're like, what are they doing? Like, this is crazy. Like, this is in our town. Three of my favorite artists from Boise easily has to be Jaywalk. I don't necessarily work with him super close, but his music is music that I listen to regularly. I love Jaywalk's music. That's why the last show, I think he was busy with something, which is why he couldn't be on it. But then with this show, I want to make sure for a fact we got him on this show. I really like Outbreak's music. I listen to it all the time. Pretty much everyone on this show, I've in some way, shape, or form worked with them, whether on a song, a beat, mixing, whatever it is. And I think that's why I'm so excited about it. I like being able to take somebody who is like not necessarily brand new, but like people who are just getting into like doing it big. You know what I mean? And then taking them and then being like, oh, do this, do this, do this, do this. Just give them everything. And then once they get everything, I like seeing people who take it and then run with it. They're like, okay, now I know what to do. Now I have an idea of what to do, and then they just run with it. It's about completely removing yourself from the equation. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I made this beat. Sure, my name is in some way, shape, or form involved with this song, but it's all about them. Yes, so right now we are working on sound investments, mixing masterclass, basically teaching everybody from top to bottom how to mix in a way that is not boring. People are so boring when they're teaching mixing. It's like they'll talk about all these complicated terms and say, you have to do this. And I'm like, no. So I'm teaching people how to use these programs, how to use these softwares for incredibly cheap. That way, I don't have to spend a lot of time mixing, and they don't have to be like, oh, can you fix this? Can you fix this? And for $50, ending up spending 10 hours on this artist song. Instead, I want to teach them how to do it. So right now, I'm working on that. And then once that is ready and ready to go, then boom, we're coming out with content. So that's the number one thing. And just to never give up and inspire everyone else who's come from similar life stories to chase their dreams too, no matter what it is. Because the only way you fail is if you give up. Yeah, bro, thank you so much. That was fucking awesome, bro.